Alright, we're rolling. As far as I can tell, we are indeed. It's a little bit irritating going through this and YouTube and everything else. It all fucks me around just a little bit. Alright, pop out chat. Change that to live chat. And just got to share this around on the various social medias while I get ready to do my intro spiel. Alright, copy link. That's on. So hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today we have for you the Kingdom 1 million yen one night tournament. I am coming to you from sunny Sydney, where I am not allowed to go outside for any more than an hour, thanks to our benevolent dictator, Auntie Gladys. And so, now that that's happening, and that is my life, I've decided to watch some more. I was going to watch some Rings Australia today, but then I changed my mind late last night. I couldn't be asked learning a bunch of random Australian dudes' names that I was never going to see again. I, in fact, decided to watch some shoot style. So today we're going to be watching some Kingdom. I'm going to hit play on the event, because we're going to have the intro spiel while we wait for everybody to turn up. Tell me how our volume is and everything else. I think I've got my levels all worked out. If not, you can tell me. Let's minimize you and bring you over here. So here we are. One night tournament. We have Yoji Anjo. We've got Yuhi and/or Naoki Sano. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, just going to grab a... Jinru, hello, how you going? Are you also known as NHB Neil? I can't tell from the little thing. I don't remember your username, so I feel like you have changed it. Oh, we've got Billy Scott, looking jacked. Just 2 seconds while I grab myself a cushion. So yeah, welcome aboard the Kingdom stream today. No, not. Well, I should remember your name. Unfortunately, I am a dick, and it's just flowing over my head because I feel like I should remember you tuning in on the streams. I see your thumbnail, and I see you in the gym with two guys either side of you, and I know I've seen that with Hanato. Oh shit, that's pretty rad. Alrighty, how's my volume here, Mr. Jinru? I'm hoping that I've got it all lined up and everything sounds okay. Man, Yoji Anjo talking about how he's going to counter people. Now, unpopular opinion alert. Yoji Anjo wasn't a bad fighter. Now, I say this in that the man survived for ages against Tank Abbott. He just got overmatched, in my opinion. I think that Yoji Anjo wasn't actually that bad. Like, he wasn't actually good, but he wasn't terrible, or as terrible as people make him out to be. So that's my opinion on Yoji Anjo. I have definitely changed it. I used to be of an opinion another way. I used to think that Yoji Anjo was awful, but I've come all the way around, and I think that Yoji Anjo was actually alright. We're going to have a man, Hiromitsu Kanahara, in our tournament today. And that's going to be good, because he is a sick fighter. I really enjoy watching him. Alistair, you're not thick! Did you see my legs while I was standing up there? Because I'm wearing my my little Valet Tudo shorts. I'm just sort of wearing them to see whether or not they remain comfortable throughout the time. So the truth is, I am indeed getting thicker than I used to be. From all those squats I've been doing in my pro wrestling training, I've been squatting like a got-trained young boy, and have been developing some thickness in my legs. I now actually have a minor bit of a butt, whereas before it was like my back, and then just went straight down to my ankles. We've got Yoshihiro Takayama. Alright. Public service announcement. Yoshihiro Takayama. He was paralyzed in a pro wrestling bout, and he has a... I'm not sure if it's a GoFundMe. He has a page where you can donate to his recovery fund. And also, if you don't necessarily want to do that, you don't want to donate for nothing, you can buy bookmarks, you can buy shirts, you can buy all sorts of things, and a lot of those proceeds go towards Yoshihiro Takayama. I'm not going to link those, you can find them by yourself. One thing which you can do is buy Fire Pro Wrestling on Steam, and then if you buy the Yoshihiro Takayama DLC, all proceeds from that go directly to Takayama. So, in my opinion, that is something that you guys should do. Also, you should support E-Lord, because he makes Fire Pro Wrestling characters. If you pay him $8, he will go into the Fire Pro maker and like make them all their alternate costumes, all their movesets, like make all that shit and submit it up to the Steam Workshop. So you should watch that. Oh shit! I'm supposed to spiel somebody else. Well, continuing with our intro, today's video is brought to you by the Kakutogi Road Patreon. This came from Michael Betts, my good friend. He gave me access to a good amount of Kingdom. Lots of Pancras, lots of rings that I hadn't seen before. He's given me D. He's given me a better view of the Pancras Eyes of the Beast series, which I'm really happy about. That means I can go back and do them, because the ones that were on Fight Pass that I had access to were all from this nauseating overhead angle, and so now I can actually see what's going on with the original VHS releases. So this video is brought to you by him, and you should go read the blog over on the underground forums. It's the Kakutogi Road. It runs through everything. It's just a great resource. Or subscribe to his channel, Apollo Swede. He's got lots of great old MMA events, old kickboxing events, old Shuto, all that sort of shit. Oh, this looks sick already. Yoji Anjo forearming Sakuraba on the back of the head. Kanahara versus Billy Scott. Oh, that's going to be rad. And Slothmaster, you've been doing squats as well. I am glad. Everybody should squat more often. Not squatting weight. I just mean just squatting there randomly like a young boy 500 times a day. That's what you should all do. Birth Tour 97, and this is the One Night Ambition Tournament. I am excited. And I hope all you guys are excited too. Good thing about Kingdom is they have tons and tons of preamble, so I don't have to worry too much about people joining the stream late and missing out. And I'm going to try and get through the whole event today. I've got some beer to drink early in the morning, because I'm not going anywhere and I'm not doing anything today. Is Keiichi Yamamoto and his sick Kingdom tattoo that he unfortunately got covered up when he went to Pride. I'm so mad about that. Like, if you're going to get a tattoo of a promotion, you might as well commit to it super hard and be left with it for the rest of your life. But instead he got a cover-up tattoo later on. He also lost a bunch of shape when he finished doing shoot style. Like, between here, his time in rings, and then when he showed up for that Pride Bushido event, he just wasn't as thick as he used to be before. Like, he used to be jacked. There's Kakihara signing his name, and it looks like it takes ages, which is unfortunate. Not what you want when you're signing a name. You want to be able to just go... Oh, look at that. Far cry from the heyday of UWFI, where they were selling out, you know, 5,000-10,000 people arenas. Here they are. They've got, like, half-filled a 1,000-person one. And there we are. We got the Kingdom theme playing in the background. It's unfortunately not as good as the UWFI one. It is delightfully jaunty, but it's kind of grating. Matsuro Daijiro Matsui. Why did I say Matsuro? I don't know that. Daijiro Matsui doing great work currently in the Galit promotion. Still in killer shape too, looking jacked. In his like 50s now. It's Still out there, shoot styling with the best of them. Kenichi Yamamoto, pretty cool dude. And who we got here? Once again, I haven't pulled up the fight card for this one, and I don't think I'm going to. I think if I don't know them, they're not going to go very far in the tournament, so we're just going to ignore them. Yeah, who's this guy? Wayne something. Wayne Grasso, I think? With his contraceptive glasses there. Looks like a murderer. UFC Japan champ, indeed. I actually was watching that event quite recently because I was looking up Katsuhisa Fuji. Because what I've done is I've made myself a pair of glorious golden Katsuhisa Fuji shorts based on the ones that he wore during his time in Pancras and in the UFC J tournament. Oh, it's Otsuka! And Jinryu, I need to watch more GLEAT. Damn right, everyone needs to watch more GLEAT. I believe it's actually pronounced great, but because it's Japan and because it's Lidet, it's GLEAT. And, you know, it's just weird, but I'm just going to keep calling it GLEAT all day, every day. Until I am actually fixed up. Oh, this guy! I missed his name, but he shows up a few times in Battle Arts, I believe. He's a Battle Arts guy. Billy Jack Scott! Yeah, that's the stuff we need. Genki Sudo fought him for the title in rings. Fought Kenichi Yamamoto for the title in rings? I believe he did. I think that Genki won that one too. I remember that, because Genki only made 1 or 2 appearances in rings, and that was one of them. Billy Scott, great. Absolute top 10, like, gaijin of all time in terms of shoot style in Japan. Absolutely awesome wrestler and shoot style pro wrestler. Middling MMA fighter. Did alright in some of his shoots. Like, I think some of his Kingdom matches were shoots. His one against Larry Parker comes to mind. But he's really cool. He has a gym in America. I don't know where it is, but it's there somewhere. And it's well and truly worth a watch. And if you're in that area, head down and go to Billy Scott's gym. We missed the introduction of Kazushi Sakuraba there. And here he comes, Yoshihiro Takayama, looking big. Looking real solid through the chest, too. So it's hard to, like, match this Takayama, like, early UWFI Takayama. This tall, like, ripped but skinny guy, handsome, and genuinely good looking, to his later just sloth beast mode that he became. Do I think that Kimo versus Saku was fixed? I think it would be very hard to smarten Kimo Leopoldo up to the business, in my opinion. Like, I don't know how much pro wrestling he did, but at the time I think it was. I'm a mark, honestly. You find me these older like, ostensibly shoot matches that look very different to shoot style at the time. And I just go, you know what, it looks different enough, I think it's a shoot. But then again, I am a huge mark. Which is, you know, dumb given that I am currently training in professional wrestling, so... Probably don't want to go in there thinking it's real and then never get booked ever again. Here he is, Yoji Anju being mobbed by the 5 or 10 people that are actually in the crowd. So, in my opinion, Kimo versus Saku, shoot. There were a couple of Rene Ruse matches in UWFI as well. I think they were both shoot matches. Because UWFI wasn't really scared of that. They had Takada versus Burbick, they had Scott versus James Waring, they had Kiyoshi Tamura versus Matthew Saad Muhammad. They had Kiyoshi Tamura go over to K1 and fight Pat Smith. They weren't scared of shoot matches. They were scared of putting Takada in them. But, yeah. Dan Severn was open about having a fixed fight with Dan Severn. Yeah, that's the thing too. I think Kimo Leopoldo would have come forward at some time and said, yeah, this was at work. Or at least done the Gary Goodridge about it and been like, how much of a work is a work? Like Gary Goodridge's match against Naoya Ogawa, he's told 5 different stories about that. So something dodgy was going on there. Whereas I don't think Kimo Leopoldo has ever come forward and said, that fight I had with Kazushi Sakuraba wasn't super legit. And people hold up. So there's an interview that Kazushi Sakuraba did where he's like, UFC Japan was my first real fight. I think that's been mistranslated because there's a match he has in Kingdom against Modi Horenstein where he just smashes his arm. So arms are supposed to extend to there. Modi Horenstein's arm is like an extra 15 degrees beyond that point, and they've been beating the shit out of each other the entire time. So I think Kazushi, I think that interview is mistranslated. I think it's like my first fight that was like didn't have any interesting rules or whatever. It felt very, very primal might be the right word for it, but I don't think real is the correct translation. Of course, I can't speak Japanese and I don't have the original transcript, so I can't come back through and tell you. And also, Sakuraba was always kind of enigmatic about that stuff anyway. So there we go. That are 5 minutes to answer that yes or no question. Alright, they're drawing the drawing the opening rounds of the tournament. You know what? I think this would be fun. I think... Now we're going into Alistair's dreamland here. But my hope is one day, between now and when I retire from martial arts and professional wrestling competition, to put on a shoot-style show. And I believe that a tournament is like very good for it helps build story and that sort of thing is great. Now I would love to do this sort of thing where everyone comes out and they just we haven't booked the matches before. I'll know who's going to win the tournament at the end of it, but we've got our 8 people and we're not going to book matches. We're all going to go out. We're all going to draw in front of the crowd who we're going to fight, and then you go back out the back and work out your matches and then come out and we work our way up to the final that way. But that'd be sick, but I don't know. I don't have enough experience in professional wrestling to know if that would be feasible. Because the way I see it right now, people are spending an hour putting their matches together. I'm like, dude, don't do that. It's far too long. Don't spend an hour putting together a 10-minute match. Just go out there and beat the shit out of each other. It works fine. Here goes nothing. Welcome aboard the stream. Kingdom is great. Everybody watch Kingdom. Kingdom is just the best shit. And I believe Otsuka's in a one-off match rather than a... Otsuka and his opponent are both Battle Arts guys. That's weird. Oh well. And here he is! Fuck you, Takada. I need, I gotta hit up, the Most Dangerous Man Alive today for the full library. I've got from him the deep analysis with Alistair intro, which I'm going to use for some of my own shit. But I need to get the Fuck You Takada, both the original and the synthwave Fuck You Takada, just so I can pull them up at any time and play them over the stream. Whenever Takada is mentioned or appears on screen, everyone should be saying Fuck You Takada. Alright, first round. I'm excited. Who we got? Oh, right, we're going through the rules of Kingdom. I have Tap Auto in Hiragana or Katakana, whichever one of the for English loanwords. Tap Auto written in Hiragana down the side of my butt cheek here. Oh, and I also have on screen. Not sure if you can see UK. So that is U style, U spirit, U class. Alright. Oh, this will be sick. This is Naoki Sano taking on Kenichi Yamamoto. These two guys are both really good at this style and just aren't scared to kick the crap out of each other. So I'm pumped. This should be a good match. Good matchup in terms of height and size too. Sano's a little bit thicker. Hulk Hogan said that most Japanese pro wrestlers were hard to sell because they had abs and not a beer belly. I don't know what he means by that. Like, it was hard to hit them and, like, have them sell a punch because you were just straight punching them in the gut rather than punching them into their belly fat. Alright, let's see how these guys... I don't know what he says, but what he meant by that, I think. Hulk Hogan also hates black people. Nice low kicks. Good stuff from Yamamoto here. I also like Yamamoto's ring gear. I'm not sure, I believe it says KE, like an angle up at the top, rather than the traditional, like, embroidered down the side of the calf. It's pretty cool. Would be harder to do too. Because when you put it in on the side, what you can do is just put it straight on the vinyl, rather than having to, like, assemble most of the shin pad and then stitching it on then. The pancreas fit with gloves is such a good look. Fuck yeah, it is. Honestly, I feel like... So we do C-class MMA in Australia, where you wear shin guards and gloves. And I feel like that is just... I should just run a full C-class show, because that'd just be fun. I wouldn't have to pay anybody. I'd just rent a ring and just do C-class. Okay, yeah, that's the new plan. Maybe I'll run shoot style and then also C-class MMA on the same show, just for funsies. Alright, nice backdoor escape there from Kenichi Yamamoto. But yeah. Kick pads, speedos, or like Vale Tudo trunks is the superior aesthetic. But like good kick pads, not shitty ones. One's designed specifically for pro wrestling. Alright, here we go. Nice chokes. Sano's on his back here. Yamamoto peeling it off his neck. Alright, manages to turn in on the single leg. Oh, trying to pick up. Is he going to pick up Sano? So I also find Kingdom really fascinating just to watch because it's... Hulk meant that he did not like Japanese wrestlers because he felt that they were pretty boys and not tough looking. Hulk Hogan, real shooter. So, there's the famous story of when Bob Backlund went to the UWF and Masakatsu Funaki just kicked the shit out of him while they were getting ready in the dojo and then just took enormous liberties on him in their match because he didn't like the way it was booked and finished and just didn't like working with what he thought was a joke wrestler. Fuck, I would have loved if he'd done that to Hulk Hogan. You'd pick Hulk Hogan to beat Hickson Gracie, to be fair. I wouldn't. Hulk has... No. You're overestimating the ability of size. For an example of that match, we have Craig Pittman taking on Yuki Nakai in the Vale Tudo Japan tournament. Now, the finish is a little bit interesting because Pittman stated that he was like grunting to pick him up rather than screaming in pain. Sounded like a scream to me. But Craig Pittman, legit amateur wrestler, legit catch wrestler, had a match against Yuki Nakai, and Nakai armbarred him, even with one eye. Oh, nice tap. Toe hold from the back there by Yuki Sano. Very quick match. Yeah. So in my opinion, yeah, Prime Hickson. As much as I talk shit on him, Hickson can't submit him when he's hitting a one drop, brother. Yeah. Yeah, I just don't think Hulk has anything. Although there was that time that he choked out Richard Belzer on national television. That's one thing. I gotta suggest it to JT Robinson. He runs PWA, makes a lot of decisions. I gotta suggest to him that we get the Kurt Angle, get the Resident Evil spray. Kurt Angle versus Hickson Gracie. 97 Kurt Angle versus 97 Gracie. I don't know. That one's harder to pick. If it's like 3-hour Vale Tudo match, Hickson Gracie, because Angle will get bored. Depends whether Angle's neck's in like a decent way. The spray. The spray is honestly the best. So I'm going to suggest to JT Robinson that we get some of that spray. For the young boys out the side. So we can just have matches end in submission and have just like 2 young boys swoop in under the ring and just start spraying people's legs down. In fact, that's going to be part of my gimmick. Gonna have young boys like bring a bucket and some water to the ring with me, and then if I lose by submission, slide in under the ring, spray the shit out of my lip. Wish we got Hickson back to Sakuraba. Yeah, Hickson versus Sakuraba is one of those enormous what-if matches. I believe Saku would have won that match. Because Hickson did get dropped, famously, by that body shot from Nobuhiko Takada. Hickson looked lost against Masakatsu Funaki until Funaki's knee got blown out. Hickson was fallible, and he did very well, sort of cultivating his own mystique. Slothmaster 101, first aid spray! Yeah, we need the Resident Evil first aid spray. There's, in a nice Jack Daniels shirt, Yoshihiro Takayama in the background. I also think pro wrestling shows need more post-fight interviews. I think they're very important. They add legitimacy. It's good. Not like post-fight promos where someone comes out and whacks you with a chair, but like an interview at the back where you're talking to the camera about what happened in the match, what like mistakes you made and whatever. It helps get everything, makes everything more real. I think he's talking about the yeah, he's talking about the ankle hold. I don't know what he's saying. I got no idea. But, you know, it's polite to listen. What are some other, like... CM Punk is back in pro wrestling. Yes, I'm aware. I wasn't really there in terms of pro wrestling, like, as a fan. And even now, I'm not a fan of mainstream pro wrestling. It's just, I like watching some of the Australian indie stuff because that's the scene that I'm going to go into. I like the Japanese stuff that's going on with GLEAT and Noah. Like, and Noah, quite recently, Kazushi Sakuraba, our man on the screen, had a match against Ken O. Keno's great. He's got that very Japan strong style, hard strikes, legit submissions, but still pro wrestling-y approach. And then he and Sakuraba just had this shoot style match, just as a title fight. It was great. Speaking of Sakuraba, I've made myself some ICS Sakuraba shorts as well. I have to stop making myself gear. I've got orders from other people that are like falling behind because I'm just too busy making myself shit. Alright. Yoji Anjo versus Sakuraba. Oh, I hope Sakuraba wins. He's not gonna. It's gonna be Anjo, isn't it? Yeah, Noah's great. Noah with the English commentary as well from... Oh, nice back take here from Sakuraba. Good defense. Ooh, belly to belly. Oh no, countered belly to belly. They're doing great stuff with old shooters. Yeah, they are. I really think Noah's doing very well currently. I don't know about financially, but I really enjoy their product as much as I've seen of it. Although they did have that 30-minute stare down between... Oh god, I've forgotten his name. Shit. The guy that clobbered Fatal is between Keno and all these Japanese names, they've just fallen into my head. I've got to let that one stew in the subconscious and I'll come back to it. Nice kick sweep from Yoji Anjo. Yeah, but they keep doing it. Tell me who I'm forgetting here. It's Keno and not Takayama. Showed up in Pride. Ironhead. Fujita. There we go. Alright, nice pass from Anjo. Back take. Yep, Kazuyuki Fujita. Thank you, everybody. The belly-to-belly really backfired for Scott Morris versus Patrick Smith. Yeah, belly-to-bellies are... They're either going to be look great and give you a top position, or you're going to accidentally pull mounts. And I've done both. Just straight up a pro wrestling kick out there from Kazushi Sakuraba to return to his feet. Head punches. Fujita is great because in his post-fight interviews he just complains about his day-to-day life. Well, that sounds good. That's relatable. Just like, you know, my wife doesn't like me anymore. I have to drive to the traffic shit. Hey, nice, Saito. So, to make your belly-to-bellies... Oh, nice armor. Oh, yes! Sakuraba won. I'm really happy about that because I kind of didn't want to see Anjo go all the way in this one. Alright, so... how to make your belly-to-bellies more productive, less shitty. So I've hit exactly one lateral drop in an MMA fight, and I don't have video of it, unfortunately. I have contacted the photographer / videographer that was working that night, and I've offered him some money, but he hasn't gotten back to me about it. So I can't show you. But if you're getting... So here are our two people. If you're trying to belly-to-belly straight over your own head, unless you have an absolute... monster bridge, you're not going to win. You're not going to get the guy over. You need to be incredibly strong to get somebody over like that, and you need to be in the perfect position and have perfect bridge. It's not going to happen. People are going to base out and you're going to pull them out. What you can do is if you get circular motion and you take them around sideways. So that's how I hit my lateral drop. Like we were just moving around in a circle and I just felt it and I just swung my underhook in deep, pulled down on the overhook and just yanked him all the way over my head. And same with like a lateral spin. So if you get in face to face and then you basically get an overhook and an underhook and you turn yourself sideways and then basically roll down, you can roll the person over the top of you. Yeah. And you also need to load them up on your hips. Yeah, but it's difficult to do. Like you need... So if you've got just double underhooks and you try to belly-to-belly somebody, they're going to post out and you're going to end up just pulling them out. So you need... If you've got double overhooks, it's hard to load them up on your hips. Like, you need that monster bridge strength again. And so you need to be working on that your whole life. Otherwise, you're just going to go and pull mount with double overhooks. Then you come into the underhook-overhook situation, which is, in my opinion, the best way to hit a belly-to-belly. And in that case, that sideways action, so either spinning into it and hitting a nice lateral drop, or lateral spinning rather than just, like, belly-to-bellying over your head. I think those are higher percentage ways to hit that throw. Now, I am not a wrestling coach. I actually suck dick at wrestling. All of my takedowns are god-awful single legs or god-awful double legs that I just kind of hit opportunistically. I've never hit like a shot from outside and then driven all the way through and taken somebody down. It's usually been from like clinching to I'll climb down onto a single leg and pick it up there. So take my wrestling advice with a grain of salt, but from my vision, that is how I believe you need to hit belly-to-bellies. S. Sagawa, welcome aboard this stream, my friend. I hope you're ready for some Kingdom, for some 1 million yen tournament in one nighting. Alright, I'm all jittery from my caffeine, so let's counteract that with some alcohol. John Jones did some awesome throws against Stephen Bonner. Yes, he did. I miss young lion John Jones, where he's suplexing people and throwing spinning shit. I dislike jabbing, eye-poking, cokehead John Jones immensely. He's incredibly talented. He's taking far less risks. I think that's why I don't like him. Look, as much as, you know, he's doing shitty things in his life, I don't like watching him fight anymore because he's not taking those risks. He's winning in the most efficient, safest way, and that makes me sad. Is there like a blue dot on me as I move around here? I think it's just a weird way that the shadow is... Oh no, it's this. Yeah. Alright, Billy Scott versus Kanahara. This should be sick if they let them go for a decent period of time. I don't know if they will. Billy Scott in his... So Billy Scott's wrestling gear caused him to leave the UWFI for 18 months. Because they charged him $500 for it. And that's $500 in 1992 money. So Billy Scott was happy, just wearing his singlet with his black shin guards and knee pads that he brought. And then they said, you're fighting James Waring. We want you to wear some, you know, UWFI stuff. So buy yourself some Speedos. We'll get you some Speedos and some shin guards from our tailor. So he went and got them measured. And then he got his paycheck from the Yeah, we got this. He got his paycheck from the UWFI for his fight against James Waring, and they docked him $500 for making that gear. And so he got furious, and so he took his ball and went home for a period of however many months, and it was real shitty. But eventually he would come back, and he'd hang with UWFI and Kingdom until the end. Alright, here we go. Nice punches from Kanahara, thrown back from Billy Scott. Ooh, it's a knee on the entry there. George St. Pierre did the same thing by the end of his career. Yeah, but I like George St. Pierre. Nice! Oh, nice wizard throw there. Or Uchimata. The difference between the two eludes me. Regard from Kanahara. Kanahara kicking up for the armbar. Yeah, George St. Pierre did get sort of boring towards the end of his career. I miss him going for 6 submissions. But then when he came back and just wrecked Michael Bisping, that was pretty cool. That's an incredibly baller thing to do. Win the middleweight title and then immediately retire. Oh, that's right. The UWF, the Kingdom rules are weird. So yeah, if you're in mount, you can hit somebody, but if you're on like their back, you can't hit them. If you can't hit them from inside guard, yeah, it's weird. Oh, nice armbar from the back. I'm going to be using a lot of those, I've decided, because they look cool. And they show proficiency in, like, your transitioning ability. Oh, nice! Losing the armbar going into the toe hold is Kanahara. Spin out! Spin out! Yeah, there we go. Billy Scott spinning out. Kanahara doesn't have the knee line anymore. Esagawa, any chance of doing that Raw Underground review? Given that Raw Underground has finished, I believe those episodes of Raw should be on the WWE Network. I am going to sign up for a 7-day trial. And I'll see how much I haven't actually dealt with many copyright claims in my period here. I've had a few show up, but nothing too bad. But I feel like WWE are notorious cunts about it. So I'll try and get those done, but whether or not they can actually be uploaded and will stay there for any period of time, we'll see. Because I will do them. I'm committed. It's going to happen. Oh, and he's tapped. For that toe hold, just stayed stuck in it for ages. So I think what they've done is everyone's been given 3 minutes for their opening round matchups, and then afterwards they're going to get progressively more time as the event goes on. Anthony M, your homie Tony on Twitter, welcome aboard the stream. Jinryu, oof, Raw Underground was terrible. Yeah, I don't even know, like, Shayna Baszler did good stuff there, and, you know, that's a good thing for her. I believe Buddy Murphy had a couple of good matches, but he's fired now. Might need to be a special Daily Motion review. I don't even have a Daily Motion account, man. Like, I might be able to get away with, like, 30 seconds of having it be, like, picture-in-picture while I'm talking about it. That might work, but otherwise, I don't know. There we are. Billy Scott, looking great. Shh, don't spoil it, Jinru. No, like, and the guy that had winning all the men's matches, I haven't seen him do shit except for Raw Underground. Like, that was all he did, and he looked awful while he was doing it anyway. Alright. Here we have Yoshihiro Takayama starting to thicken out through the middle. And Daijiro Ando Shinsuke Matsui. Raw Underground wasn't any worse than Bloodsport, to be honest. Alright. Bloodsport 4 and 5 were great. Legitimately excellent events, in my opinion. 5 particularly. And, like, Chris... Dirty Daddy, Chris Dickinson, just absolutely made himself a god, in my opinion, in those events. But 3... We know my thoughts on 3. My thoughts on 3 are presented in the review. And 6, I didn't like 6. I don't know why. Just it felt shitty and, like, dingy is the only way I can describe it. There was a lot of stuff that just, it made me unhappy in that show. Like, that guy's kickpad's not fitting. Schlack being there. Damn, bald-ass head Daijiro Matsui is weird. Daijiro Matsui, like, I don't remember Daijiro Matsui not being bald. Did he have, like, a flat top earlier in his career? Kicking up for the armbar underneath. So I have another thought. Whoever did the custom kickpads for Kingdom did an awful job. They look terrible. Because they're cut differently. I've got a set that are in progress. Here, hold on. Where are we? Excuse me for all the rattling and whatever noises is just going to come from me as I try and get stuff. Alrighty, here we go. So this is a kickpad in progress. What I've done is I've cut my foam, and I've cut slits into the foam so it conforms easily, nicely there, so it'll bend on your leg. Now, the way they've done them for Kingdom is they've cut off this piece of foam here, they've cut off this piece of foam here, and they've made this one a solid piece. And it just looks aesthetically terrible. He was always a shaved head guy, but never bald. Oh, so as in, like, actual, like, balding, male pattern baldness Matsui is weird. And he just got wrecked by, Takayama in not very long time at all. Well, I was talking about the construction of kickpads. So there you go. Looking unhappy. What are my thoughts on Battle Arts? I actually haven't watched that much. There's quite a few guys that are from Battle Arts that I enjoy. But when I go to watch the events, for some reason it's always like the ones that they're co-promoting, where it's basically just normal old professional wrestling and I can't really get into it. Minoru Tanaka is legitimately great, and one of the all-time greats in terms of professional wrestling in shoot style and just in general, in my opinion. Just a great guy with a great look, great aura, great everything. As for the rest of it, I can't really comment, because I haven't spent the time on it. On the Puro archive, there's tons and tons of it, so if ever I like committed to watching it, maybe like I'd be able to give you a decently formed opinion, but I just haven't. We had the second round here. Speaking of Battle Arts, I also like that they co-promoted it a lot, so Battle Arts guys would show up in rings all the time. Zach George, welcome aboard. How are you going under our glorious dictator Gladys Berejiklian, my friend? Are you locked inside as well? And Eli Easy. And yes, it's Alexander Otsuka. Welcome aboard, Eli. I hope that the Pancras thing is going well. And I don't know why we're getting upbeat, jaunty, what's it called, country western music while we're watching Alexander Otsuka, but we are. Gonna try and talk over it so this doesn't get copyright claimed by whoever owns this particular country western beat. Indeed, the Diet Butcher. Zach George, you're a Yank. Oh, then who am I thinking of? There was somebody else that turned up on the thing. That would make far more sense. Oh, there he is. I think this is going to be under Battle Arts rules rather than Kingdom ones, given that our man Alexander Otsuka is not wearing his gloves. And I missed this guy's name again, and I can't read kanji. What the hell is a Diet Butcher anyway? I got no idea. I think, like, the same way he's picked Alexander, because he's like trying to be Alexander Karolin. I think he's picked it based on somebody who was a butcher, and then he's like, I'm the butcher light, I'm the diet butcher. And you're only doing okay. Fair enough. Kingdom had very interesting music selections. Tell you what had some great music selections. The Lumax Cup Tournament of J. They took a bunch from the Running Man soundtrack, and there's a great piece from that. It's called Broadcast Attack, or Mixed Broadcast. And for anyone who's seen the Running Man, it's got the beat going, and then it sort of all goes quiet, and then Arnold pops out, like kicks open the doors with a machine gun in his hand and goes, "Showtime!" And then the beat kicks back in, and it fits really well. And that song is like an all-time goat one in my opinion. And they keep up playing it over the interviews and like on people's entrances. And I'm just sitting there, just nodding my head furiously. So, Katsumi Usuda, thank you very much, Jarvis Young. You have saved me. Just calling him old mate for the rest of the match. Abdullah the Butcher trained him. Abdullah the Butcher trained Alexander Otsuka. That would make sense. Usuda was a big time can in MMA. A lot of these guys were big time cans in MMA. During one deep video package, they just straight up used Limp Bizkit for the background music. Nice, good choice. Otsuka just looks great. Just always great shape. Beastly strong too. Just a guy to watch. Usuda! We got Yuji Shimada in the middle there. Tell you what I watched the other day was Deep 2. And I saw Ryugaku Wada, in the best shape of his life, beat the piss out of Azteca, the professional wrestler. So there you go. Zach George, I'm in mourning. Oh shit, bro. That is most unfortunate. Feel free to share or not share. We are a supportive community here. We'll tell you that life's gonna be okay, even if it ain't. Life is suffering, but you can minimize it. Nice work from these two already. I'm liking the leg lock fight. Oh, nice punches from... Oh, so they've made the rules a bit freer. Or maybe they haven't. I don't know if Usuda was punching Otsuka legally there. Alright, our man Usuda whacking Otsuka in the face from like a leg lock position. I don't know if that's legal, because Kingdom rules are really weird about that shit. Nice takedowns from Otsuka. Otsuka could wrestle. Like, as much as he is a nonsense fighter and was never any good, he could wrestle people. And he could professionally wrestle. Can't maintain top position, though. Got to get your hips up when you're trying to backstep pass. Usuda sliding through the mount. Underhook escape from Alexander Otsuka all the way out to top position. Back taking. My second father passed from stomach cancer on Tuesday. Damn, dude. Cancer is a motherfucker. So my family, both my mother and father, briefly had, my father had, nice toe hold from Otsuka. My father had polyps in terms of bowel cancer, and he got those surgically removed and is okay. My mother let hers proceed a bit further, which is unfortunate, and so she was very unhealthy for a little while. Here goes nothing. Did the Kingdom rules ever mention you can punch without gloves? They are both okay, but yeah, it's something that has affected me and my family. And so you have my sympathies and my condolences. Damn, Sloth. Yeah, it's a time for it. Alright, do Kingdom ever rules say anything about punching without gloves? No, because he always had to wear gloves. Like, is just part of the deal. It wasn't like King of Kings rules where you could elect not to wear gloves, not be allowed to punch, and then be allowed to palm strike. Yeah, nice front kick from Usuda. And Slothmaster, my man, you have my condolences and sympathies as well, but, you know, how much are they worth, honestly? Alright, so we got... Nice back sweep there from Yasuda. Otsuka climbing up the back. Nice sit out. Top side control. This is really good work from these two. And your ex-roommate took his life a month before my mother's passing. Well, shit's gotten dark in the chat. So we're gonna have a little bit of personal story time from Alistair. Before my first fight, so this was 2017? 2017, yeah. I was very depressed. I was contemplating suicide. I was failing at university. I did not have anything in my life except for martial arts. And the only reason I didn't drive myself into a tree was because I had my first fight coming up, and I couldn't do that to my coach or to the guy that I was fighting. I couldn't take that match away from him. So what I did, and this is one of my thoughts on why I'm all about socialized medicine, I went to my doctor and I said, I feel like shit all the time. I'm depressed. I need to talk to a psychologist. And in Australia, we have something called Medicare, which is equivalent to slightly better than Obamacare was in America. And by slightly better than, I mean significantly better than, and much easier to access. And through that, I was able to access psychological help at minimal price. It was a bit of a fuck around to like claim back the money and everything like that, but it worked out. The only reason I'm here today is because we had that in Australia. And through getting that help, I've adjusted how I think about things. And it took a while. It took me even longer than I had with the... even longer than, like, the help that I had. It took a lot more work on my part afterwards to get to a point where I am today, where I'm a functional human being. But my belief is that if I hadn't had access to that help, I'd be dead. So, if you are feeling like shit, and you are contemplating suicide, you're thinking people are going to be better off without you, they're not. Their life is always going to be worse for not having you there, unless you are an awful person, and I don't think any of you are. So do what you can to get the help you need. There are free resources available. In Australia, we have something called Headspace, which is available for youths. I'm sure there is an equivalent in the States, but I'm not sure what it is. I recommend going out there and getting that help, because it helped me. It made me a much better person. I am far better to the people around me. Part of the reason why I do what I do for a day job is because I know how important that help is for other people. Nice Nzui down there. So, in my opinion, if you need help, this is me to you, the audience. Go and get that help, and get it as soon as you can, because your life will be infinitely better for it. And you can go and experience the good things in the world. So yeah, PSA, we've gotten dark there, and we missed an enormous capture buster from Otsuka on an enormous back suplex. Swordmaster 101, Obamacare was trash. It probably was, because it's become an ideological problem in the States. This is something else that I feel strongly about. Certain things shouldn't be political issues. Healthcare shouldn't be a political issue. It should be universal. That's it. And I don't think that should be a political opinion. I just think that is a statement of fact. So if anybody says, oh, you know, it's socialism and whatever, all that, and goes on to complain about it, what's next? Are we all going to do the same and what the same? And no, because we don't do that here. I earn money, but I'm not allowed... I don't live the life of a billionaire, same as a billionaire isn't forced to live in a one-bedroom apartment. I believe that for a civilized society, social medicine is an important part of that. And it's preventative. It saves you money in the long run in terms of your hospitals, in terms of your other services, in terms of your welfare. Preventative medicine saves an inordinate amount of money. It makes economic sense. And the only reason people don't do it is because it's got a bad word associated with it. And because people aren't even going to make less money. So what we have in Australia is called the Pharmaceutical Benefits Scheme. Part of our tax dollars goes to the Pharmaceutical Benefits Scheme, which then pays the price which your companies set in America. So Pfizer sets whatever it wants for, let's say, Valium. Diazepam is on the pharmaceutical benefits scheme. The Australian government pays a certain amount for Valium supply, and then it goes to, like, subsidizes a certain amount of Valium supply, and then the cost for your consumer is reduced to around $20 for a pack of Valium, right? Whereas it would with a fucking prescription, of course. Whereas in America, you want to buy Valium, it's fucking a lot. Same thing with insulin. What's happened with insulin prices in America, in my opinion, is evil. It's theft. You are essentially, like, what was his name? John Walker or something? A UFC fighter was taking dog insulin because he couldn't afford the regular insulin in order to pay for his training. That's not pulling yourself up by your bootstraps. That's fucking dystopic. It's fucked. And there is no change. The ingredients for insulin and the process hasn't become inordinately more expensive. It's just it was deregulated, and the company that make the most of it, that have the patent, just decided to increase the price by 6,000% for no fucking reason. It's evil. It's fucked. There you go. I completely missed the finish to that fight. I don't even know who won. We live in a society, Alice Stefan. Indeed. But I'm not going all Joker about it. In my opinion, you know, we are inordinately better here, you know, in a society with rules and not fucking murdering each other. Those rules need to apply across the board. That, you know, things that are obviously not for the common good shouldn't be allowed. Otsuka lost. Well, that's no good. Fuck you, Asuda. Otsuka should always win. 10 minutes, one round? I don't know what we're talking about here. Oh, I think the first round matchups only had 5 minutes, and now the second round matchups have 10. That's something I miss about late 90s to early 2000s MMA. Disparate rule sets. Because when you... MMA, it's all under the universal rules now. So if I go watch an MMA event from absolute shit tier, rat shit, regional, all the way up to the top, it's going to be aesthetically very similar. Especially if it's in the cage. It's always going to look... It's going to be different flavors of the same thing. Whereas back in these days, with companies like Pancras, or World Combat Championships, or various other or like Lumax Cup, all these different rule sets that allowed for a variety in what you are watching, and a variety of strategies, and, you know, allowing, you know, different fucking flavors. And that was the cool shit. Esagawa, at least we got Ryzen. For how long, though? Because apparently they're doing kind of rough at the moment, given that the pandemic has fucked up all their events. And this is the issue of doing, like, tentpole martial arts and competing against the UFC, especially if you're reliant on live ticket sales. The moment those ticket sales start falling off, you're fucked. I think if you want to build a promotion now, I think the approach of the... Oh, fuck, Saku. Yeah, Saku versus Sano. This should be good, too. I think the approach of building, like, a stable of guys and having fans of the promotion be fans of those guys, I think that's sort of it. Having a series of people with the same personality. I think... Well, not the same personality, but, like, with personality is important. I think that's part of what makes Urban... So Urban is run by Ashkan and Suma Mokhtarian, my current MMA coaches. Part of what makes that so successful is it's always the same guys on the show. Not just like, it's a rotating roster, but there's always at least one or two guys that you've seen the time before, and that are sick fucking fighters. And so you see them and you go, oh yeah, these guys are good. And so you turn up and you watch Tennessee Atuane kick the shit out of me one week, and then he's on the next card the next time. You go, oh fuck, okay, we're gonna watch that. COVID-19 put a lot of businesses in a bad place. Fuck yeah, it did. And it's doing it again here. based on that spicy variant that you guys evolved overseas and then managed to import into Australia. Fucking mad about it. I'm also mad. So part of the issues why it's currently quite so bad in Australia is when Delta started popping up again, our government did not hit it the way they should have. They left it. They let it spread, and they didn't enforce the rules that they put in place. So it was from an overseas. Can we go back to old Shido rules? Yeah, knockdowns. Knockdowns would be sick. So yeah, basically what happened was somebody came in from overseas, and then with the spicy variant, went back to their home in Bondi, and then didn't obey the rules. Like, they basically just went around, went to the beach and whatever, and then that suburb was supposed to be like, alright, no one go outside, everyone stay home for a little while, except there was never any mandate for that. Basically, everybody could still do what they wanted to do. It was just advice from the government that you were supposed to stay at home and do whatever for a week. And of course, nobody fucking did, because there was no enforcement, there were no actual rules, it was just advice. And so, now we're all fucked, and there's 1,000 cases a fucking day in Australia, and in New South Wales at one. And so now I can't wrestle, can't go to the gym, all because rich people couldn't follow the fucking rules. Kangaroo pee is the cure. Kangaroo pee is not the cure. I've got both my microchips from Bill Gates now, so honestly, I don't give a fuck anymore. I've kind of hit a point of apathy about the whole thing. I am making the best of it as I can. I'm doing these streams. I am making as much wrestling gear as I can. I'm still working, which is lucky, so what can I do? Be grumpy about it and vote Labour in the next election. Kangaroo pee is the cure. If only kangaroo pee was the cure. Old Pancras, please. So there is a man. There's a man called Eric Ninehouse in America who may or may not have the trademark to the Pancras name. Yeah. I'm glad Bill Gates dumped his current wife. I don't know what's going on with Bill Gates. I don't give a fuck. Alright, nice side choke from Sano here. This is a real quick match. Oh, nice! Finally got the escape. I was worried it was going to finish there. I was worried we weren't going to see enough Saku versus Sano. I'll pick up in putting a single hook in, going to a wrestling ride. That's fucking rad. Of course, I'm going to stop talking about political things because YouTube hears the right words in the right order, and it will decide that I am spreading hate speech and then cut the stream. So we're not going to do that. Nice Kimura Omoplata-y upside down armbar-y thing here from Sano. Nice. I want the vaccine for the 28 days later virus. Yep. Also, we're going to be honest. So, my opinions on this whole thing are... I know that they are adjusted by what I do as a job. And the social circles that I run in. And what I do for a life. So I work around vulnerable people. Currently I work for a company called the Cerebral Palsy Alliance. Everyone there is immunocompromised. No one there will survive a flu. Or a decent, like, if somebody gets a bad enough ingrown toenail, they're gonna fucking die. So my opinion is always gonna be more on the careful side than than other people who only run in the circle of powerlifters, or only know people from an MMA gym. They're going to think these people are going to be fine. They're going to get sick, and some of them will be fine, and some of them might be a bit rough. Whereas any of the people I work for, any of the people I spend my day caring for, get sick with this, they're going to immediately fucking die. So that is how I form my opinions based on this experience. I don't want to see those people getting sick. I don't want to be responsible for going to the shops one day, getting unintentionally sick, and then going to work, and then having one of the people I work with fucking die. Like, I got flagged as a casual contact a little while ago, and I knew that I'd helped a guy, like, I'd fed a guy that day. And as much as I'd washed my hands and all that shit, and, you know, taken as much care as I could, I thought, holy fuck, I fucking hope I don't have it. Are you wearing your Guitar Dojo gear, Lamau? Fuck yeah, I am! I'm making it into Ensign Inoue NASCAR gi. So we've got Uncle Jack's beard oil. We have UK And we have the, hold on, stand up a little bit. Because we have the IQ Wrestler Seal of Appeal. And I'm building it up. I completely ignored probably the best fight on the show. So we're actually going to rewind here. Playback. Video view. Turn that off. Alright. Where's that fight start? Here we go. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Alright. Minimal interface. This is what I did this stream for. Was to just talk shit and drink beer in the middle of the day. Because I felt the need for it. But we're going to watch Sakuraba versus Sano again. And I'm actually going to pay attention. So yeah, I am wearing the Katao Dojo gear. But I've got some more... I had to get some more printer ink, but I'm going to heat transfer a bunch more shit onto this. Until it resembles Instant Inoue's Pride gi, where he was just covered in flair. So that's the plan. Let's try to have a picture of that somewhere. We'll see if I can pull that up. I gotta go through media, don't I? Actually, I'll just Google it. We'll see if this results in anything. Instant Inoue gi. Images. That's the one. Save. Alright, and we're going to see if I can open that one up so that we can all see it. Alright, do you think Connor is done? Also, Kao could have been a good pro wrestler if he went that route. I have some proposals, so yeah. Well, there we go. That informs our opinion. It's been a dope week over here so far. I told you some of the details, but I'll tell you later. Oh, awesome. So I'm glad that Eli Easy is going well at the Pancras thing, because I'm not sure if this has come through. I don't want that to fail. I want that to be a success. We want media file. And I do reckon that Carl Luno could have been a good professional wrestler. He had a couple of appearances. Son of a bitch. Why has that not worked? Let me go refresh. That's not worked for some reason. Cancel. 90s, 2000s BJJ gis look like NASCARs. That's what I'm going for. I'm going for the NASCAR gi look. And so I'm not quite there yet. I need to print out a bunch more heat transfer shit. What's up there? Nice toe hold from Sakuraba. Let's see if I can fix that file up and open it up. But yeah, so Carl Luno, he had one appearance in Rings, and that was fucking rad. I'm just going to delete that. Discard. Can't be downloaded securely for some reason, because Tatami's website is apparently full of viruses. Well, I'll have to find it later. But basically, just imagine a NASCAR jumpsuit, and then imagine that as a gi. Have I seen the Gleet promotion and bringing back the early UWFI rules? Yes, I have. I am an enormous Gleet fan. Takanori Ito is a god. His match against Sho and his match against Ryo Karamura have just been awesome. He's just putting in awesome work. Hi there, I just woke up. I also think that the Kingdom theme was probably one of the best among the shoot-style promotions. Ooh, I don't know if I can agree with you there, Mr. Ong, because I found it just grating and repetitive. Like, the UWFI one is like a minute and a half of music before it loops around, whereas the Kingdom one, it's like 30 seconds where it goes... And then it goes... And then it goes again. And that's like 30 to 45 seconds. It's just not long enough for enough variation for it not to become kind of irritating. Like, you know the gif of the guy where he's like nodding his head along to the music and then he picks up the gun to shoot himself in the head? That's how it makes me feel. Not quite suicidal, but I kind of want it to be over. Alright, we're back into this side choke. I was supposed to be paying attention to this match. I was supposed to be watching, and I am not. Alright. Seeing as this is up for discussion, best wrestling theme. So, Pancras, UWF, Pride Bushido, Rings, Kingdom. Which one's the best? I wanna vote. Just post now. So the G literally talks shit about Japan. What do you mean by G? My G doesn't talk shit about Japan. It says UK. The Rings rap is fire. Let's not lie about the Rings rap. It's amazing. All right, here we go. Low kicks from Saku, middle kicks. Pride theme. Oh, also Pride. All right. I think the Pride theme's got to be on top. Like, I love Hybrid Consciousness, the Pancras theme, but I think the Pride theme has to be best. We're having votes all over the shop here. Nice back take, sort of dismount from Saku there into side control. Toe hold from Sano. I was talking about the Shuto Valley Tudo Junction theme. I haven't actually heard that one. I don't have enough Shuto. Shuto is, it's a blind spot for me. Pride wins. Yeah, I think that Pride wins. Pride is far and away the top one. Nice take. Eddie Bravo's music is really bad. Fuck yeah, it is. Eddie Bravo is a terrible musician. Kiyoshi Tamura's theme. Okay, Kiyoshi Tamura's theme is up there as like one of the best wrestler themes. But we're talking about overall promotion ones. Gotch toe hold. Texas Cloverleaf here. A Gotch toe hold from Sano with a tap. Awesome. Awesome. Nice finish. Good stuff, Sano. Good stuff, Sakuraba. Pride and Rising theme. Yeah, I think the Pride theme has to be the top one. And the spray! Young boys jumping in with the Resident Evil spray. By the way, notice the blue and red markings on the gloves. I'm pretty sure that Shudo had those since the early 90s. Shudo has had gloves for a long-ass time. Although I think it might be tape? I can't tell. But yeah. Alright, so. Random shit that annoyed me. In Choke, the Hicks and Gracie documentary about the 1995 Valley Tudo Japan. What's his name? The bobsledder guy, the kickboxer. I can't remember his name. But he gets sent the Shudo gloves, and he puts them on, and he's like, oh, it's like wearing a pillow on your fist. What's gonna happen? I'm not gonna be able to hurt someone with these. Yes, you are! You're a kickboxer. If you punch someone while you're wearing a glove with more padding in it, you can land with more power and flatten somebody because you can throw it without any like regard for how your hand is. If you've wrapped your hand up and have just like built up an entire plaster cast of tape, and then in addition to that put over a Shudo glove, you can hit someone insanely hard without doing any damage to your fist. That guy and his coach Apollo Cook did nothing but complain the entire time. It's incredibly irritating. Are there any Shudo matches from before 1990? There are! So, once again, we're going to plug Apollo Swede here and the Kakutogi Road. My friend Michael Betts runs a Patreon where he does a series of articles and posts video from old events. So basically he runs through, reviews them, puts them in the context of like greater martial arts as a whole. He's interviewed Billy Scott and Mark Fleming, some UWFI guys from America. It's really good. It's a really good resource. It's just fucking excellent. I've been supporting it since the beginning. And so he posts, he's also got access to Shudo. And basically, if you're supporting that Patreon, you have access to all his video. If you send him an email, he'll just send you whatever he has. And it's fucking great. And it's not a resource that's readily available. And he posts a bunch of stuff for free on Apollo Suite. So there might be actually a few events from early Shudo on the Apollo Suite. That's APOLLO space SUEDE. Apollo space Swede. Or Suede. And so that's, he's got a bunch of great shit there. And you can indeed find amateur Shudo fights from back in 1988. Speaking of battle arts, Yuki Ishikawa fought in one of those early Shudo events. So there you go. Interesting, fun little factoid there. Alright, Takayama. I think Ken Shamrock had the same opinion on kickboxing gloves. In terms of what, they're too soft and you can't hurt anybody. It's fucking moronic. It's not how punching works. Boxers don't wear gloves to protect their opponents. They wear gloves to protect their hands. Someone tell me that guy's name. Todd Hayes? I feel like it's Todd Hayes. Tiger Mask was mad ahead of his time. Tiger Mask was a savant, in my opinion. In terms of professional wrestling now is trying to catch up to what Tiger Mask was doing in the 80s. And, like, Shuto, early Shuto, you read through, like, his credo of Shuto and whatever, and some of it's kind of caught up in old Gotch-style conditioning and that sort of thing. But it's incredible. Like, he talks about... One thing a lot of martial artists are, is they're very... They're excellent in one part of the game, or even in separate parts of the game. And, but they're not good mixed martial artists. They don't mix it well. Like, you'll see someone hit awesome takedowns, and then get lost, until they're, like, in a static position, and then they start working a really good pass. Satoru Sayama, in that early documentation, talks about the transitional points between striking, between grappling, like standing up and between the stand up and the grappling, and talking about how if you control those transitional points, you can like overcome a martial artist who is significantly better than you. And it's true. Like the best mixed martial artists have control of those transitional points, can control when you're standing up, when you're sitting down, and do damage and work to escape and attack and defend in those transitional points. Oh, nice Kimura sweep there from... Sorry, the spirit of Karl Gotch. A double wrist lock sweep from Hiromitsu Kanahara there. How hard does a Gotch work out? Fucking hard. I do the deck of cards, like, occasionally, and that's all I need to do for, like, 2 weeks. So, the deck of cards, excellent conditioning tool, just great for being in shape in general. Get a deck of cards, shuffle it, put it on the ground next to you, draw a card. If it's red, do that many push-ups. If it's black, do twice that many squats. And by the end of the deck of cards, you feel like shit, and you're in great shape. Alright. An issue with Takayama, in terms of shoot-style pro wrestling, he's slow. He's a slow boy. It comes with the nature of being such a large man. Todd Hayes was his nickname, and all his victims felt the pain dropped with an awesome bomb. You'll go down, and you'll never come up. Todd Hayes. Fucking Todd Hayes, man. Just squats and push-ups. Yeah. If you want to, you can mix in, like, burpees and whatever. About the GLEAT UWF notice their red and blue wristbands on the referee and fighters. Shooter already had those before the mid-90s. Yeah, and they're good. They're, like, good visual indication. Like, so, it's annoying as a ref. But, so you've got red and you've got blue. And so whichever guy is in a hold, you say, catch! And you point at them with that particular, like, tape hand. It's also for, like, points. So, like, if someone's... I know in amateur C-class Shudo, like, there's points for takedowns and back takes and whatever, and so you hold them up like this, but you hold them up with the right, wristbanded, hand. So it's gotta be hard to keep track of. But yeah, it's smart. And it's cool. And it, like, gives everything an air of legitimacy and combat sportiveness. like, if someone's from the red corner and blue corner, you can't exactly have them come out there in, like, red and blue gear. And then have, like, yeah, because it robs them of their personality in terms of the gear. It's also if they're in, like, the UWF style of just wearing all black, like our two guys are here. You need some sort of differentiating factor, and so you can do the tape around the wrists. It works really well. And it also makes it combat sporty. Later rings in UWFI in the last years adopted them wristbands. Strangely, Pancrase never adopted. Pancrase never really needed to. Like, the rules were a bit more fluid in Pancrase. Not necessarily fluid, but, like, I don't know, I can't describe it. Points weren't as big of a deal in Pancrase. Like the suplex, you didn't have to call a suplex. You didn't have to call points during motion. Yeah. Alright, I wonder if Referee Wada used to beat us. Referee Wada did indeed used to beat us. We're gonna have an old school shoots episode about his him beating the piss out of Azteca. He is jacked too in that fight. He's just in the greatest shape. Nice belly to belly from Takayama, straight into the armbar and the rope escape. Yeah. So, yeah. In Pancrase, it's kind of easy to tell. You just, like, if someone's called a rope escape, the referee goes, escape! And then they go, talk over to the judges, they say, escape, whichever corner it was. Whereas in UWFI, someone does a suplex, that's 1 point taken off. So you need to go 1 point, and you need to hold up your right hand. Yeah. I wonder if, what, yeah. Alright, S. Sagawa. I also love it. People hate WWE because it's sports entertainment, but go to AEW, which is much more sports entertainment, instead of watching shoot wrestling. Wrestling fans don't know what they want. And they'll complain about WWE every week, but they'll just watch WWE. I think you watch it because it's the biggest thing. It's the same with the UFC. I watched a UFC card live last weekend for the first time in ages. And I was like, oh yeah, I like fights. And then I was like, yeah, but I hate this company. And it's by virtue of being the biggest show in town. I think that AEW's existence is good for WWE. I don't agree with some of their decisions, but, you know, that's because I'm never going to stand a company. People are always going to do stuff that I disagree with, and that doesn't mean I won't necessarily not be a fan of theirs. It just means that I won't be like, yeah, okay, I'm not going to agree with it. Yeah. There's a match going on here that I'm supposed to be talking about. Like, I have not talked about actual shoot fighting for the past hour. Although I do enjoy this. Alright, we're in topside control. I was talking about Takayama. Takayama, slow. An issue with being a bigger guy in shoot wrestling is you need to be very good. And you need to be dynamic. I think that an excellent emblematic person of this is Volkan. Volkan was lean, but he was very tall. He's 6'4", just a large boy. Or even Andrei Kopylov. Andrei Kopylov, in its striking, awful. But the moment he had a hold of somebody, he was a snake. He was a fucking cobra on the ground. And it was great to watch. As much as I talked shit on him before. It's, if you're gonna be a larger guy, you can't have basic offense. It needs to be interesting. I think just in shoot style in general, you can't have basic offense. You need to be, better. You need to be better than real. Otherwise, what's the point of watching a shoot style event? You might as well just go watch MMA. Then you don't have to worry about it being worked. Yeah. Nice armbar from Kanahara. Who is slower, Takayama or Bart Vale? Bart Vale. 100%. Bart Vale is slow as molasses. I don't know what happened to Bart Vale, man. Bart Vale in UWF 2.0 was great. He was excellent. He beat the shit out of people, picked him up and threw him around, just fucking wrecked shop, and it was awesome to watch. And then, just whatever happened, happened. He went to PWFG, and I think the mandate in PWFG was more realism. Because it was, PWFG had Gotch attached to it, I think. And Gotch was like, I want this to be more realistic than the UWF was. And Bart took that to mean just move slowly and be boring and just sit in half Nelsons for 5 to 10 minutes within the one match. I don't know. I don't know why Bart Vale just didn't Kenpo dudes to death the entire time. That's what I'd fucking do. Enormous missed opportunities. So there he is. Our man Takayama. I don't know what happened, because he used to be so handsome. But his nose got flattened and all this other stuff. I haven't got it like out and available to show you, but I do have a Bart Vale gi. I also have another pair of shorts. I've also been working on a Australia set of pro wrestling gear. So I've got green shorts with a gold stripe, the green and gold, and I've got knee pads. I'm gonna work on kick pads. I need to get green stretch vinyl for the kick pads, which I haven't got yet. And then I will have my Bart Vale set. Although I do have I've got striped spandex and some blue spandex, and I'm gonna make a set of American flag trunks, sort of the Rocky style ones. Bart Vale hated sushi for some reason. Why? Sushi's great. Fuck you, Bart Vale. Flugendorf Films, please God, Gotch, let Woodley win. I don't care. I really don't care. Like, Jake Paul has done more for fighter pay than any, than Leslie Smith with a fight association than anybody has. Here's another Battle Arts guy. He's calling people out. So, Jake Paul, objectively terrible human being. Just a huge jerk. But for some reason, people like watching him fight. So, fuck it. People are going to pay for it. People are going to pay for it. And that's their fault for liking trash. Jake Paul is like Johnny from Karate Kid. Yeah, he is. 100%. Should scream, get him a body bag. And then, yeah, afterwards. But he's not gonna. Because that would be funny. He's not a funny man. 15 minutes, 1 nippon. I don't know what the 3 and the 2 are. And here we have our final. This is stuff that's missing from modern day productions of stuff. Everything's all shooting lines and whatever. It's all very ESPN Sports Center. Whereas this is really Iron Chef in its delivery. There's fire on the screen and kanji flashing up and whatever. 3 points. But all Kingdom matches are 5 points. Unless this is a special match. 3 points to escape. What does that mean? Because all Kingdom matches are 5 points. They have 5 rope escapes or knockdowns. It's weird. Oh, there was Minoru Toyonaga, Pride referee, briefly young boying on the screen. Oh, I'm getting tired, ladies and gentlemen. I'm running out of steam. Here's Kanahara. Those are shirt cape things that Japanese guys always wear. They're always pretty sick. I wore one of them for one of my matches. I since then haven't repeated it. Here's Chris Hazeman's mindset before every fight. Alright, I'm going to use me Australian Jiu-Jitsu on you. Chris Hazeman's mindset before every fight, from my interview with Hazeman, was, who the fuck's this guy? I don't care, I'm going to fuck him up. So I asked him, it's like, oh, so you fought Mario Sperry in the Australian Cage Combat Tournament. And he's like, yeah, I didn't know who that was. I was like, oh, so you went over for martial arts reality super fighting, and you fought Really Bustamante. He's a legend, you know, Pride fighting championships and UFC champion and all that stuff. You know, did you make any special preparation for anything or whatever before that fight? And he goes, nah, just fought him. It's a mindset that you don't have anymore. Everybody studies the tape. I think that, you know, studying the tape and whatever is a smarter thing to do. But it is more compelling that a man like Hazeman would just go, fuck it. I do what I do. It's going to work or it's not going to work, and I'm going to fuck him up. And he did for quite a lot of the matches in his career. He just wrecked people. And in the meanest way possible. It was the great thing about his style of fighting was that he would just be ruthless. Like, a lot of the cleaner stuff that you see... Like, we're going to talk about getting rear naked chokes on people. So one of the fucking bastard things you can do to people, if you're going to choke them, and you're trying to get your arm under their chin, is put your forearm under their nose and pull up, and then slide your choke in. But it's a cunt thing to do to a training partner. Or even like an opponent. It's not a clean technique. And then I was watching a guy fight on one of the Rings cards. Rings Australia. I'm like, oh, okay, he's probably a Chris Hazeman guy. Oh, nice! Got the knockdown. Oh, wait! No, it is 3 points. What the fuck? Kingdom, what are you doing? Why are you changing your rules? Anyway, my apologies, Yasugawa. You were correct. And probably they changed it because of the tournaments. Round kicks from Kanahara here. But anyway, just watching one of the Australian guys, Sam Nest, I'm like, oh, this guy's, you know, his grappling looks pretty traditional. Wonder if he is a Hazeman guy. And then he had somebody's back and he just put his forearm under the nose and reefed up. And I'm like, yep, that's a Hazeman guy because he's a cunt. In some random interview with Chris, he said he would never train Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu because it's overrated. Because it is. I have a blue belt in Australian Jiu-Jitsu. I have a blue belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is only famous because it's the most famous one. You look at stuff that guys in Nogi are doing now today, or all the Danaher Death Squad stuff. Fucking Kanahara, years ahead of the game, hitting that spinning back kick from the outside of a single leg. And people looked at that technique when that UFC guy did it, and they're like, oh, you know, this is super new and whatever. This thing that I'm complaining about now. You look at a lot of Nogi stuff, it's catch. It's catch from back then. You watched a lot of Japanese shoot fighters do it. Takake Fukuei was locking up all the Danaher Death Squad fucking leg triangle shit in 1996 and 1997. The issue was he didn't have a fundamental positional game around it, and that is what Jiu-Jitsu excels at. But it's fucking grappling. Grappling is grappling. It doesn't matter where you learn it from, as long as it's applicable and tried against resisting talented opponents, it'll work. We're having a good fight here. I'm enjoying it. Kanahara and Sano were really two of the absolute best. I just bumped my microphone there, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you all didn't hear a thump. I think it must be storming in Japan right now, because there's a buzz coming from the video, and I hope that's not fucking you guys up. Alright, here we are. Catch style half guard here. Yuhi Sano straightening out the leg and then reaching up. There's an issue with this one is you're not giving up the same side underhook, but you are giving up the far side underhook. So the octopus escape is there. And the truth is that Chris fucking submitted to tons of people with, you know, more legit grappling credentials than him. But he was fucking sick. Like, Elvis Sinisic was a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt at the time that Chris beat him, and Chris beat him with a chin to the eyeball. In my opinion, grappling's grappling. Doesn't matter what fucking credo or code is it in. It should all just be grappling. Yeah. Here we go. Single legs from a man Kanahara into a arm and guillotine from Sano. Genki Sudo was underrated as a fighter. Yes, he was. He was very good. I love catch because of the rough stuff. I also like just meanness. Meanness is good. Meanness is underrated as a technique. A lot of jiu-jitsu guys are like, oh, pain compliance doesn't work on me, and then talk about like the elbow grinding in the guard to open up guard. Yeah, if you're conditioned against it, it doesn't work. But if I kneel on if you're in turtle and I kneel on your Achilles tendon and reef up on your foot, you're gonna tap or at least move out of turtle. Like, it might not submit you, but it's gonna move you. And that's an important thought. It's something I believe a lot of catch guys forget. A lot of jiu-jitsu guys forget when they talk about catch wrestling. A lot of catch wrestling hooks, they're not for submitting. They are to move your opponent. Your opponent's option out of these is to give up their back, like turn face up on the mat and give up the pin. So a lot of these submission attacks and moves are for movement. They are to create a movement in your opponent. And a lot of catch guys are like, oh, you know, I can just hook in my shin hold here and I'll submit the guy. No, you won't, because the guy will move. You need to be ready with the next step. The next step that is the guy moving. When he moves, you have to be there to catch him in something more secure. Billy Robinson said you give a guy, when you have a guy in a hold, he's got 3 doors of escape. You shut 2 of them off, and then you wait behind the 3rd with a hammer. That is how catch wrestling should be approached. I believe Chris Haseman's father created his own style of traditional jiu-jitsu. I can't... that was part of my interview with Chris that I lost. So when I first interviewed Chris, my computer crashed and just shut itself. And I lost 5-10 minutes at the start of the interview. And I think that was part of his interview. Softmaster 101. Yoel Romero should use wrestling more. Yoel Romero didn't pass his medical exams. Yoel Romero is sick. Something is wrong with him currently. But yeah, he's an excellent wrestler. There we go. That's talking about transitional stuff. Rob Whittaker, master of transitional movement in MMA when he's paying attention. I believe Whittaker won his fights with Romero from attempting takedowns and that sort of thing. When he was in trouble, he'd attempt takedowns, make Romero defend that, but he was ready for that defense. And he was going, cool, I don't actually give a shit about getting this takedown. What I want to do is make Romero stop hitting me, defend this, so I can put my brain back together and then come back to striking. That's what I sort of meant by that transitional shit that Satoru Sayama was talking about. So yeah, Yoel Romero could wrestle more, but you know, you got to mix it in well. Ah, German! Enormous German from Yuhi Sano there. Into an armbar from the back. Kanahara caught and tapped. Have I read the Sherdog article, How a UFC Imposter Became Australia's First NHP Event? It is a good read. I quite enjoyed it. It was a good little series, and I do recommend it. Alright, there we are. That's the end of this event. Alright, we're going to view. I'm going to turn off minimal interface. See how long we got. Oh, we got like 5 minutes of fucking post-fight interviews, so we can talk about some more stuff some more. Turn that back on. But we're going to turn it down. There we go. Let's back that all the way out. There we are. Getting the... his knees injured, even though he was fucking elbowed? That's weird. Alright, view. Back to minimal interface. Psych Hector Lombard, not using his world-class judo. Instead, he just brawls. Hector Lombard's an interesting one. Apparently, he's awful to train with. And I think that is emblematic of the way he trains. If you hit people hard, you can... You've got 2 avenues to go down. You go, alright, I've always got this power in my back pocket, so I'm going to become as technical as I can, so that when I tap people, they're going to fucking fall over. Or you can go, I can hit people hard, I don't need to think about anything else, I'm just going to hit people hard. The first option of those is always the better one. I can't remember who said it. I think it was Sugar Ray Leonard. Said, when I was boxing people, I'd knock people out. And then I worked out that I could knock people out, and then I stopped knocking people out because I was swinging super hard. What I was doing when I was boxing people was I would just hit them, and eventually they'd fall over on their own. And I think that is the approach that you need to take when you are striking. If you're good, if you've got power, if you've got oomph, just hit people. And eventually you're going to hit them hard enough for them to fall over. If BJJ guys say pain compliance doesn't work, chin in the eye. It's a good way to get kicked out of a gym. Saltmaster 101. I want to see Hector Lombard versus Melvin Manhoff. 2 guys with no chins who hit hard fighting each other. It'll be like 45 seconds, but it'll be a fun 45 seconds. There's Yoshihiro Sano getting his post-fight interview. Talking about how happy he is. So there we are. We've come to the end of this Kingdom event. That was an hour and a half. It's pretty good. Ladies and gentlemen, I gotta do some work this weekend. I got some pro wrestling gear to make. I got some shit to do with my life. But thank you very much for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. As always, subscribe to Gentlemen's Combatives. Watch some of my videos. Watch the fucking highlights. I put a lot of effort into them, and they're pretty cool, in my opinion. If you've liked what you've seen here in terms of the Kingdom, go over to Apollo Swede's YouTube channel. He has a bunch of shoot wrestling, a bunch of old school MMA and kickboxing events that you can't find anywhere else. If you are a professional wrestler, aspiring professional wrestler, martial artist, and you're in the market for some sick-looking fucking gear, send me a message at gentlemanscombatives@gmail.com. I make knee pads, I make kick pads, I make shorts. They are cool, they fit well, they're made to measure. Just, I'm the fucking shit. Buy stuff from me. I also do shirts, Gentlemen's Combatives t-shirts with various designs on the back that are fun. So send us an email if you want to buy one of those. Otherwise, thanks very much for tuning in. I really enjoyed talking shit to you on this weekend while I'm locked inside while Auntie Gladys burns the plague infected outside my house. I hope you're all living well through our fine apocalypse, and I shall see you all next time.